All right, welcome. Today, we're going to crack open the modern cybersecurity playbook. We're going to break down how the best defenders think, plan, and fight in today's, well, pretty complex digital world. So let's just dive right in.
You know, right now, as you're listening to this, a silent battle is being waged. It's this constant push and pull between offense and defense, attackers and protectors. So the real question isn't if this fight is happening, it's are you ready for it? This is really the central conflict of all cybersecurity.
You know, to win any battle, you've got to know the lay of the land, right? In cybersecurity, that means mapping out your entire digital landscape and knowing every single hill, valley, and potential weak spot.
And this image here, it really gives you a feel for what that battlefield looks like. It's not a physical place, of course. It's this sprawling, interconnected web of data, applications, and systems. Every little point of light you see could be a critical asset, but it could also be a vulnerability just waiting to be found.
So, the technical term for this whole battlefield is the attack surface. Just think of it like this. It's every single door, window, or tiny crack in your digital fortress. And the more complex your company is, well, the bigger your attack surface gets and the more ground you have to defend.
Okay, so the attackers have surveyed your territory. What's next? What are their go-to moves? Understanding their playbook is absolutely the first step to building a defense that actually works.
And the cool thing is, we don't have to guess. There's this global nonprofit OWASP, that's the Open Web Application Security Project, and they catalog all of these moves in their famous top 10 list. Seriously, think of it less like some dry technical document and more like the greatest hits album for cyber attacks. These are the plays defenders see time and time again.
Now, take a look at this. What's really fascinating here is what's sitting at the very top. A01 and A02, broken access control and security misconfiguration, are still number 1 and 2. What does that tell us? It tells us that even with all the crazy sophisticated new threats out there, the most common, most critical failures, they often come down to just getting the fundamentals wrong.
But then you see number 3, software supply chain failures. Whoa, this is a huge shift. It basically means attackers aren't just knocking on your front door anymore. They're sneaking in through the side door, through your trusted partners and the open source code you use every day. So the bottom line is, your defenses can't just stop at the edge of your own code.
Okay, so if that's the attacker's playbook, what's the response? How do we fight back? A solid defense isn't just about reacting to things as they happen, it's about having a well-designed, comprehensive strategy and actually executing it.
And the gold standard for that kind of strategy comes from the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST. Their cybersecurity framework, it's like a universal translator and a roadmap all in one. It's built around 6 core functions: govern, identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. It's a full 360-degree cycle for managing risk.
But, you know, a strategy is just a piece of paper unless you put it into practice, right? And this slide really nails the evolution of how that's done. The old way was pretty static. You'd scan for problems, patch them, and then repeat the process later. The new way is a living, breathing process called Continuous Threat Exposure Management, or CTEM. It's not just about patching, it's about continuously understanding your real-world exposure from an attacker's point of view.
And CTM works in this awesome, continuous 5-step loop. It's not a one-and-done kind of thing. You figure out what's important, that's scoping. If you find your exposures, discovery. You decide what to fix first, prioritization. You make sure the threat is real, validation. And then you get your teams moving to fix it, mobilization. This cycle just makes sure your defenses are constantly learning and adapting.
Look, you can have the best playbook in the world, but it means nothing without the right players on the field. In cybersecurity, this means you need specialized teams that know how to play both offense and defense.
First up, you've got the red team. These are your ethical hackers, the good guys who literally get paid to think and act like the bad guys. Their entire job is to launch simulated attacks, find weaknesses, and see how well the defenses actually hold up under real pressure. They're the ultimate stress test. And then, on the other side of the field, you've got the blue team. They're the defenders, plain and simple. They're the ones building the walls, monitoring the networks, and jumping into action when an alarm goes off. Their whole focus is on protecting the company from threats both real and simulated.
But here's where the real magic happens, when you stop seeing these two as opponents and start thinking of them as collaborators. That's the whole idea behind the purple team. It's not really a separate team, it's a philosophy, a way of working where the red team's attacks are used to train and improve the blue team's defenses, pretty much in real time.
So, get this. The whole point is to turn every single attack simulation into a lesson for the defense. The red team finds a hole, but instead of just writing up some boring report, they sit down with the blue team to help them see it, understand it, and build a better way to catch it next time. It creates this incredibly powerful feedback loop that just makes everyone stronger.
All right, so how do we tie all of this together? A winning strategy isn't about picking just one of these cool ideas. It's about weaving them all into a single, unified command.
So this right here, this is the modern playbook in a nutshell. You proactively manage your attack surface, your battlefield. You study the enemy's favorite moves with the OWASP Top 10. You build your grand strategy with the NIST framework. You put it into motion with that continuous CTEM mindset. And you constantly get better by testing yourself with red, blue, and purple teams. See? Each part supports all the others.
And honestly, this really sums it all up. The best defense is a smart, integrated, and continuously learning offense. It's not about building a wall and just hoping nobody climbs it. It's about actively testing yourself, learning from every single simulation, and always getting better. You use a smart offense to build a truly unbeatable defense.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question to chew on. In a world where threats are evolving literally every single day, is your defense learning as fast as the offense? Is it keeping up?